발도입니다.
Rain is forecast until tomorrow morning. Expect a morning low of 17 degrees Celsius in Busan with afternoon highs of 23 degrees Celsius. Temperatures are currently averaging at 18 degrees Celsius. It's time to wrap up this hour's news. I'm Christine Oh.
홍정화였습니다.
Thank you for joining. You're listening to BFM 부산영어방송.
Your best choice. BEFM 부산영어방송.
9년 전 한국에서의 새로운 출발을 위해 부산을 처음 찾은 프랭크. 부산의 자연과 사람, 부산에서 누리는 모든 것을 사랑하는 그는 부산의 변함없는 한대에 늘 감탄합니다.
I think that Busan people are actually very, very kind and very welcoming. If I seemed a little lost, there was always someone that was there to ask me if I needed help. They're more seriously friendly than it's very serious. I very seriously want to help you.
부산의 한결같은 모습도 늘 감동을 주지만 이제는 부산의 미래를 꿈꾸며 2030년 부산의 새로운 도약을 기대합니다.
Busan people are very proud of their city. They want to share the city with everyone. If we get the World Expo, it'll really put Busan on a global map.
세계 박람회가 어울리는 도시, 미래를 향한 힘찬 도약. 부산에서 출발한 파도는 이미 세계를 향해 뻗어 나가고 있습니다. 2030 부산 세계 박람회. 부산이 시작하고 대한민국이 함께 이뤄갑니다. 이 캠페인은 지역과 함께하는 든든한 동반자 BNK 부산은행과 함께합니다.
Coming up next is Inside Out Busan with Laura McLucky and Min-Soo Shin. BFM 부산영어방송.
Hello. 6:08 on the clock, which means it's time for Inside Out Busan. And here's my, profound statement. Nothing about a city is eternal.
Oh, that's deep.
Yeah, thank you, Takanim. That wasn't me. But which area comes to mind first when you think of Busan's original city center?
Well, probably a lot of you are thinking central Busan, districts like Donggu, Junggu, Seoggu, and Busan Jinggu. This is the old town area of Busan with lots of these post-war buildings, large docks and atmosphere still around.
Yeah, and the Busan city government actually is planning to hold a Go Festival and an alley festival with the aim of effectively utilizing Busan's original city center as a tourism asset.
Yeah, so if you feel like you want to see what the old Busan was all about, why not go and visit Busan's original city center? Right? Why not?
와 나를 못 잡아먹어서 안 다리고 진짜 니한테 그만해 진짜 아 진짜 내는 막 천사도 아니고 악마도 아니야 내 돈이랑 똑같은 인간으로 다녀 삶이라는 이 영화에 내는 그냥 다녀 말 그대로 내가 할 수 있는 건 딱 한 가지야 그저 살아가는 것 나쁨만 안 가져 그래가 지금 내가 서 있는 땅을 분양받았다 이가 중간만 가도 사는 데 다릅다고 내는 역전을 꿈꾸는 그들과는 달라 빨간 거 없고 시커먼 내 달려봐라 생일 같은 거 안 챙겨도 no problem이야 내 많은 자전거다 네 외제차 옆에다 대놔도 패배관 그딴 거 모른다 난 없겠다 그니까 잘 살아가는 내를 가만 놔둬 내 앞날에 신경 끄고 네 뒤나봐라 좀 니네 나한테 말하지 그건 너답지 않아 그럼 도대체 내다운 게 뭔데 난 너무 위험한 걸 내 입에 입에는 금을 칠하고 언제나 난 keeping it low. 난 이를 게 없는 걸. 난 오늘도 숨을 아끼고 언제나 난 ready to go. 결혼은 아직은 생각 안 해. 우리 집 부엌에 보면 여자가 좋아할 만한 찻잔에 침대도 더블 사이즈다 아이가. 근데 난 됐다. 자식한테 좀 늙은 부모가 될지라도 상관 안 해. 마음의 준비가 변명이 되는 요즘에 난 꿈을 먼저 만질게야. 오래 믿으면 좀 남은 어떤 너 이것도 좋아하는 사람이 있을 기라. 지금 내 사랑의 휴양전의 비수기다. 연애를 하든 뭐라든 차가운 시선 따위는 됐습니다. 좋은 죽은 안 해줄 거면 저리 가 있어 알겠습니까? 내는 잘난 놈들 사이에서 그냥 잘된 놈이 될기고 내가 가진 자식아 많아는 절대 안 뺏기고 살아갈기야. 한치 앞도 모르겠는 세월의 변함에 내는 한 발짝 물러서가 천천히 지켜보는 게 편하대. 쇠빠지게 살아가는데 내는 맛 스스럼 없다. 어리가 떨 때부터 난 거칠게 으르렁 컸다. 난 너무 위험한 걸. 내 입에는 금을 칠하고 언제나 난 keeping it low. 난 이를 게 없는 걸. 난 오늘도 숨을 아끼고 언제나 난 ready to go. 이따위가 내, 이따위가 마, 이따위가 낭만이, 이따위가 사랑이, 이따위가 내, 이따위가 마, 올기다위가 해뜰날 기다위가 어쨌든 간에 이따위가 내, 이따위가 마, 이따위가 강약이, 이따위가 한방이, 이따위가 내, 이따위가 마, 올기다위가 해뜰날 기다위가 어쨌든 간에. Oh yeah, look at you. 이제 나보다 더 컸다고 하지만 빨리 오르면 더 빨리 떨어져. Yeah, so what? Look at me. 나는 이걸로도 충분해. 너라고 마지막까지 웃을 수 있을까? Oh, 난 너무 위험한 걸. 내 입에는 금을 칠하고 언제나 난 keeping it low. 난 이를 게 없는 걸. 난 오늘도 숨을 아끼고 언제나 난 ready to go. 이따위가 내, 이따위가 마, 이따위가 낭만이, 이따위가 사랑이, 이따위가 내, 이따위가 마, 올기다위가 해뜰날 기다위가 어쨌든 간에 이따위가 내, 이따위가 마, 이따위가 강약이, 이따위가 한방이, 이따위가 내, 이따위가 마, 올기다위가 해뜰날 기다위가 어쨌든 간에.
Oh, welcome back to the show, everybody. Thank you for joining us, Simon Dominic. What is it?
Hey, hey, 이따위가. Hey, by Busan
Simon.
native
Simon
Dominic. 우리 토끼님 saying good choice song for Busan vibe. I like 도미닉 오빠. 토끼님, 사이먼 도미닉 오빠 맞죠? 네, 오빠 맞죠?
잠깐만.
알겠습니다.
누구한테 you?
No, Simon Dominic.
아,
Just want to know that Simon Dominic is 오빠, 토끼님.
okay. Is it strange the way you said 오빠 맞죠?
아, 왜냐면 you know it tells you the age. 왜냐면 저 사이먼 도미닉 몇 살인 줄 알거든요. 저희랑 동갑이에요.
아 진짜.
네. 네.
So old then. Not like me and 토끼님. 토끼님, me and you 몇 살이에요?
그래서 쌈디한테 오빠라고 부르면 됩니다. 그러면.
아 좋다. 그렇게 할게.
네.
Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome back to the show. It is 6:14 on the clock, Thursday, the 18th of May. Welcome to Inside Out Busan. I'm Laura McClucky.
And I'm Minsu Shin. Happy rainy Thursday.
Yes.
Everybody, it's a wet one.
Happy rainy Thursday.
Today into tomorrow as well, right? I think we told our listeners that.
It's going to be rainy until dawn around-ish tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
So, yeah.
we'll fill you in on details of what exactly what's going to look like tomorrow.
Yes,
But
indeed.
even with the rain, right? I think the rain gives it, like, especially here in Busan, a very, very unique atmosphere, especially when it comes to the original city centers.
그렇지.
네, 부산의 원도심 하면 어떤 곳이 생각이 듭니까? 뭐 중앙동, 남포동, 점포동.
I always think about 책방골목.
거기 보수동, 그쵸, 남포동 근처에 저는 망미동도 많이 생각나요. You still have that very old city area, but still like with a lot of like, you know, these recent trendy cafes popping up here and there. It's a good mix. So both young and old, a lot of people are searching for that retro feel
Yeah.
these days. You know, the young people, they want to see what the old was all about, and the older people want to reminisce, the old city atmosphere at these very enjoyable locations.
Yeah, exactly. And the look of the old city and the stubbornness of people of that area, they're still living and breathing in the area. So that's why I like, 원도심 in Busan. And I think the tenacity of like long-standing establishments, really hidden gems of tourist attractions
맞아요.
gives the city a different kind of a special character in those areas.
So, the Busan City Go Festival that the city plans to hold this weekend, as well as an alley festival in June. These are all to celebrate these old city centers with that unique atmosphere that Laura's talking about. So, these events, they're designed to maximize tourism potential of the 원도시ms, these old city centers. I'm sure later on, our reporter Annie will be filling us in on these events. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's going to tell us all about that. And if you want to feel that big city vibe, like back in the day, go and check out the city center, the old city centers.
Yeah. I quite like it. I don't like everything like, super like 90 degrees. I like the olok-bolok on the like the sidewalk. It's not really smooth.
Yes.
You have that, like
Aggy-jaggy houses.
yeah, right?
Olok-bolok.
Hole in the walls,
Aggy-jaggy.
like restaurants. You just go in and everything's like sticky. If you like,
No, I don't like that.
저는 괜찮아요, 사실. I mean, I'm very careful with what I eat, but I feel like because it's been there for a long time. It's been there for a long time for a reason.
Why is it sticky? It doesn't need to be sticky.
I mean, it's one of the tells,
One
the
of the
signs,
charms.
yeah, of the old
Sticky
city
seats.
centers. Sticky seats, sticky tables, but good food.
Okay. Good. You
Lauren is
sold me
싫어한다.
on it.
네.
Anyway.
Yeah, right. You're not gonna go.
Let's move along, shall we? It's time for News Bites. It's time for News Bites. Christine's in the studio. Hi, Christine.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. I got a little bit of, cheering up yesterday from you guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do
it
we
was
do?
very
What do we
sweet.
say?
We're
don't
dumb as
know.
usual.
Just being yourself,
She probably walks out of the studio. Yeah, I'm smarter than these guys.
Those
I
dumb
feel
cheers
bad.
me up every day. I'm like, yes, I have more brain cells.
Yeah.
Even on your worst days, Christine, come in here and just knowing that is sure to cheer you up.
Yeah. Well, Christine, share your vast knowledge with all of us when it comes to news.
Yes, smarty pants.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
What do you have
It's
for
a
us
lot
today?
of pressure. Today, of course, is May 18th, and it marks the 43rd anniversary of the Gwangju Democratization Movement, or the 5.18 민주화 운동.
네.
And there was a ceremony for the democratization movement in Gwangju today, where President Yoon Suk-yeol vowed to courageously stand against any challenges to freedom and democracy by upholding the spirit of the 1980 pro-democracy uprising.
Yeah, so a part of our history that continues to shape, right, our society today. So tell us a bit more about what President Yoon said.
He also said that the May spirit is a unifying force that binds us together. He said that this May spirit is nothing less than the liberal democratic spirit that's enshrined in the Constitution, and it's a precious asset that should be passed down. And he spoke on a message of unity. He expressed gratitude to families of the victims for their courage and for not losing hope over the years. Of course, this is because during the military crackdown by the Chunduan government at the time, more than 200 people died and 1,800 others wounded. And this is according to conservative official data, so it could be more than that. This is Yoon's second straight year actually attending the event, which is the first time for a conservative president to do so.
Yeah. Now, through this, it seems that President Yoon is reaching out to this region, of our country, which is usually conservative.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's usually more liberal. And Yoon made a promise to the families of the victims last year that he would attend the ceremony every year. So that was a big promise. Nearly 90 members of the ruling People Power Party also attended the annual ceremony for the second straight year. And this was an apparent move to outreach the rival region of Honam, as they're trying to woo more centrist voters ahead of the parliamentary elections next year.
Yeah, so as our country celebrates the anniversary of the May 18th Gwangju Democracy Movement, if I want to take this opportunity, if you find it a bit difficult to get into our country's history, especially, more modern history, there's plenty of media, film, TV shows, and documentaries that provided in English that feature these stories. I think it's a good gateway into just what took place in our country. So yeah, maybe an opportunity to do so. Thank you so much. What's next?
Let's talk about G7. Group of 7 leaders have started to arrive in Hiroshima, Japan today for a summit that's set to take place for 3 days starting tomorrow. Now, the war in Ukraine and Chinese aggression toward Taiwan, these will be dominating the discussions, but it looks like Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, who is hosting the summit, is trying to carve out some time to push for a vow on nuclear weapons as well.
It seems like choosing this location, Hiroshima as the location for the summit, was not accidental.
Yeah. So actually, Kishida has his constituency in Hiroshima, and of course, it is the first place on Earth targeted by an atomic bomb. On Saturday, they're going to visit the Peace Memorial Museum, which exhibits just shows the scale of tragedy that unfolded after the U.S. dropped a nuclear bomb on the morning of August 6th in 1945, and it killed 140,000 people by the end of the year. So huge tragedy for this region.
Yeah.
And ahead of the summit, Kishida had spoken about his desire for a world without nuclear weapons. Of course, there has been some criticism about that because Japan is part of the U.S. nuclear umbrella, and it didn't sign the 2021 UN treaty to ban possession and use of nuclear weapons. So it's not quite there yet.
But it seems to be that they're on the way to that direction. What other things can we expect from this year's G7?
Yeah, so of course, Russia will be a big topic with what's going on in Ukraine. And then, of course, Taiwan as well, and China and its aggression towards Taiwan. Last night, Kishida and also this morning, U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan both mentioned that the trilateral meeting will likely take place with President Yoon Suk-yeol, Kishida, and U.S. President Joe Biden. And lastly, I want to mention before you ask what they're going to be eating.
That was on the top of my list of questions to ask.
So okonomiyaki, of course, is one of the dishes that are signature to Hiroshima. They're going to be eating that. They're having oysters and also things like Wagyu beef and sea urchin, just to name a few of the many delicacies they're having.
I knew I should have become president of a country.
No one would vote for you.
Our producer's just shaking her head. She's like, nope.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that. That's a G7 meeting of G7.
I would vote for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That completely goes
One
back on the
vote.
word that
No
you
one
just
else
said.
would vote for you.
Yeah, nobody else
Okay.
except you, right?
Well, maybe. Give me your campaign pledge and I'll think about it.
Let me write it up and I'll email it to you.
Cool.
What's
Thank
next?
you.
All right. Well, good luck with that.
Yes.
South Korea and Japan also held their second round of working level talks virtually yesterday on what Seoul is going to do when it's inspecting Fukushima nuclear power plant and the wastewater release plan by Tokyo. Now, despite talking for 4 hours virtually, they again failed to reach a conclusion on some of the details. And this is after last week's talks where they also failed to reach an agreement.
Yeah. So they haven't decided on anything. What now?
Yeah, so according to a foreign ministry official in South Korea, consultation has not been completed. They're going to continue to communicate through diplomatic channels after looking at some of the outcomes from yesterday's consultation. Now, Seoul, it submitted a list of facilities and information that the inspection team hopes to access, but Japan reportedly said that access to some of these facilities require internal consultation. It voiced disapproval of the plan to inspect the multi-nuclide removal facility, saying that it's not currently operating. But, with all of these details that have yet to be compromised on, there isn't a lot of time left because next Tuesday and Wednesday is when the team is expected to visit Tokyo.
Yeah. Well, hopefully after this visit by the inspection team, they come to know more, get more information, and are able to make, finalized details. Right. So thank you so much for that. We have time for one more bit of news.
Yes, so some very concerning news. According to a survey, more than 1.5 million South Korean people are at risk of the so-called lonely death or 고독사, accounting for 3% of the entire population. And based on the Lonely Death Prevention and Management Act, lonely death, that refers to a phenomenon of people with no relatives dying alone and remaining undiscovered for a certain period of time. It's also called solitary or unattended death.
So this is such a sad thing,
Yeah.
a very sad thing. How do you actually survey for lonely death?
So the health ministry looked at a sample size of about 9,500 people late last year on circumstances that could lead to lonely death in the future, like the frequency of social interactions and their relatives. Among them, the highest risk level was observed among people in their 50s. They accounted for about a third of the people being at risk, which is twice as much as those in their 70s. So maybe not what people had expected from a
Yeah.
survey like this.
Yeah.
And the difference came from the fact that there's a lack of attention to health management, and there's a sharp decline in life satisfaction from some drastic changes for people in this age group. Things like unemployment or divorce that they face.
Yeah.
So with all of that, the health ministry hopes to provide tailored public services for people at risk and to identify cases of social isolation in advance. Their goal is to reduce the number of lonely deaths by 20% in the next 4 years.
Well, then we shall see how that goes. But I mean, it's such a sad thing. I wouldn't ever wish that for anyone.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure the city already has thoughts on this, but I feel like a stronger sense of community that could be promoted to people that do feel lonely, right? Neighbors reaching out, even just a hi, how are you doing?
Yeah.
That could definitely go a long way. People that are at risk, of things like lonely death.
I feel like the elder generation also don't want to be a burden, especially my mother-in-law's generation.
Yeah. That's
부담스럽다.
that's one of the reasons actually cited for a lot of these lonely deaths that happen because especially the elderly, they feel like, I have family, but they don't come to see me anyways, and I don't want to ask them to come and see me because that's, like you said, too much of a burden, and that's why
Yeah.
a lot of these things
And also
happen.
like the new middle age group, people in their 50s who socially have to take care of their parents or their kids.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of left alone. They're
Yeah.
not taken care of.
Yeah.
So lots of things to consider. This is something that as we as a society, I think, have to think long and hard about. All right. Well, thank you so much, Christine. That'll do it for today's News Bites. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Remember me.
All right, let's have a song. This is Remember Me by Miguel.
Goodbye. Remember me. Don't let it make you cry. For even if I'm far away, I hold you in my heart. I sing a secret song to you each night we are apart. Remember me. Though I have to travel far, remember me. Each time you hear a sad guitar, know that I'm with you the only way that I can be. Until you're in my arms again. Remember me. Recuérdame.
Recuérdame, si en tu mente vivo estoy. Recuérdame, mis sueños yo te doy. Te llevo en mi corazón y te acompañaré. Unidos en nuestra canción, contigo ahí estaré. Recuérdame. Si sola crees estar, recuérdame. Y mi cantar te irá a abrazar. Aún en la distancia nunca vayas a olvidar que yo contigo siempre voy. Recuérdame.
Because
Keep our love alive, I'll never fade away. If you close your eyes and let the music play. Keep our love alive, I'll never fade away. If you close your eyes and let the music play. Keep our love alive, I'll never fade away. Remember me, for I will soon be gone. Remember me, and let the love we have live on. And know that I'm with you the only way that I can be. So until you're in my arms again, remember me. Remember me. Remember me.
Hello, welcome back, everybody. What a lovely song that was.
Recuérdame.
Remember Me from Coco.
Oh.
I watched that movie. So good.
I for like a good month, I always had it in the background, like just when I'm home.
Coco.
Yeah, Coco. So it's so good, and the story, and we don't usually promote like films
Yeah.
on our show, but if you haven't seen it, go watch it.
If you've never seen it, go watch it. It's amazing. I cried my eyes out. Look, we've got a full shot from Annie. We put that camera on right on Annie's face. There you go. It's good. Annie's in the studio. These cameras, we have to fix them
Wow.
every single day. Well done, Annie. You did it.
Yeah. You got the magic touch. Throughout the whole song, we were trying to make it so that when we have the three shot, the three of us on screen, we're similar sizes, and Annie was like huge,
Massive.
right? Now she
Annie,
isn't.
are you okay? Can you tell us that you're okay? She's all right.
Yeah.
She's all right. Welcome back. Inside Out Busan. It is 6:32 on the clock, Thursday, the 18th of May. I'm Laura McCluckey.
And I'm Min-Soo Shin. Happy Thursday. Let's see what the weather is shaping up to be.
It's currently averaging 17 degrees Celsius here in Busan. Rainy. We can expect a morning low of 16, afternoon highs of 23. Rain is forecast until tomorrow morning and will let up by the afternoon. There's decent air quality in Busan. Sunshine and warmth return from late afternoon tomorrow until the weekend. So just FYI, tomorrow might be a bit rainy, but it'll clear up soon.
네.
비는 내일 오후에 그치겠습니다. 내일 오후부터 주말까지 맑은 날씨가 계속 되겠습니다. 그래서 여러분 조심하시죠.
네.
Like, sunscreen, water,
Yeah.
all that.
Hat.
Oh, good one. Those sleeves that you said I should get.
Oh yeah.
What are those called?
The tattoo sleeves.
Yeah.
They're either like they're tattoo, they're
Yeah.
flower, or they're the army camouflage, that
Yeah.
digital camouflage
Yeah, I like
sleeves.
it. I'll get the camouflage ones.
It's hilarious when the 아줌마들 wear the tattooed sleeves.
I love it. Love it.
When it comes to our traffic, we have congestion on 수영 강변대로 from 석대 overpass going towards 반여 overpass. Also congestion on 중앙대로 from the 송공 KBS 305 intersection going towards 양정 junction. We also have slow-moving traffic on 가야대로 from 주례 junction going towards 냉정 station. 그래서 모두 다
Drive safe. Our producer keeps telling me to move so that people can see my face. This is where I sit. I don't want to move my chair for a stupid camera. I want to sit here.
로라 화내고
This is
있다.
where
지금
I
화내고
sit.
있다.
This
로라
is where
로라.
my- that's my sitting place.
Calm down.
You know? Don't tell me to calm down. That's the worst thing you can do.
All over a chair, right?
Okay.
All over a chair.
One shot to Min-Soo. Well done. That's good.
We That's how she gets back at you.
This doesn't bother me.
We have a bunch of people chiming in, saying hi. 인수님, hi, 민수 and Laura, rainy day. 샴디 노래 good choice. 우리 인수님도 쌈디 팬이거든요.
ning.
네. We also have 희수님 saying good evening. Good evening to you as well, 희수님.
Lee Kelly Neem texting in, you should play The Wait, aka Take a Load Off Annie.
We've done everything, I think.
We've done, she's really bored of it.
Yeah.
Really bored of it. 오겹살 조아님 on YouTube texting in saying, good evening. Hello.
Hello.
By the way, if you didn't already know, we are live, not only just in your radios, but also in your eyeballs on YouTube. Search for BEFM or 부산영어방송. And you can find us on screen right now. We're going live until 8 p.m. this evening. So
Come, come,
How do
come.
you like my Viva Magenta lipstick today?
Oh, I forgot to mention you were all like Eminem 8 Mile in the beginning of our show with the hood on and everything.
Yeah. I'm feeling that vibe today. I'm feeling a bit gangster.
A little bit.
Yeah.
It's also that, and plus you only put lipstick on. You didn't wash up or anything,
I
right?
didn't wash up. I did the lipstick on.
나 그럴 줄 알았어.
You know me well.
Right.
Anyway,
Yes.
it's time for the IOB 오분 상식. IOB's 오분 상식, getting you in the know with some of the most trending, useful and need-to-know words and expressions in the world. 5분만 들으면 유식해지는 시간이죠.
네, 오늘의 5분 상식은요. 제철 과일로 사랑받는 참외. 그렇다면 참외 씨는 먹어도 될까요? 알아보도록 하겠습니다.
Hi, Dr. Shin. Please tell me about my condition seriously.
Well, it's hard to say.
Is it like a severe condition?
Well, I x-rayed your stomach, but 위 속에 참 크게 가득하더라고요.
Tell me the truth, Dr. Shin. I'm really confused about what's in my stomach. I've only been eating fruits because, I'm on a diet. 참외, 포도, 수박, etc.
아, 그게 참 말하기가.
I've been eating those 참외 씨 I heard it makes people have a stomach ache, so I just swallow the seeds. Is that the cause? Anyway, is there something unusual in my stomach, Dr. Shin? Is it worth 더 두나요?
Oh, no. That's not the case, Laura. How many 참외 did you eat last night?
계산하면 I only ate 59개 정도? 59 last night. I'm on a diet.
Oh dear. That's the problem. That's the issue. You've been overeating. Your stomach is still filled with undigested 참외 as well as the seeds. Look, 위속 사진 이거 당신 거라고요.
Ooh, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I was too queasy. 제가 좀 비위가 약해서.
잠깐만요.
What's that music?
아니 근데 동물병원이에요? 방금?
I never know which character is going to come out.
그래 말이야. 나는 갑자기 사람 의사인데 갑자기
I was at the doctor's with a problem, so I thought I'd put some method acting in it.
Because with all the snorting, I thought I was like, wait, is she going for a little, right? Like a little piglet kind of thing.
Yep.
참외. This is 참외, 참. 참외, like Korean melons, they're seasonal fruits. They're in season these days. People are saying that you can eat Korean melon seeds. Now, also, some say that if you eat them, it'll hurt you. What is true?
So, from my expert experience, I eat them.
Yeah.
I eat them all. What a waste.
Because 참외 먹을 때, the sweet part? That's all in the seeds, isn't it?
먹어야 돼.
네.
그치.
그 맛있는 부분이 다 씹는 부분이잖아. That's why me too. I eat them all up.
I eat the 껍데기 as well.
그거는
Not the butt and the top, but like I eat the 껍데기.
Yeah, like so you just bite into it, right?
Sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beastly.
See how I feel. Eating 참외 seeds, so here's the real answer.
네.
Eating those seeds doesn't cause stomach aches. In fact,
good.
참외 seeds are really high in fiber, which does aid constipation. So it helps you stay regular. Dr. Liu, are you listening? Rich in minerals like potassium and phosphorus as well. Oriental melons is what they're called. I don't know if that's the PC term, but anyway. 90% water are thirst quenching and contain beneficial folic acid, especially for pregnant women. So Korean melons with dark yellow coloured overripe pulp surrounding the seeds can potentially cause stomach aches due to possible spoilage, but it's not the seeds themselves.
Then, could you tell us what seeds then of fruits are edible and which seeds should not be consumed?
Okay, so edible seeds, watermelon, pomegranate, grape seeds. Delicious. Watermelon seeds are high in protein and linoleic acid, which helps prevent fat accumulation. Pomegranate seeds contain beneficial vegetable estrogen. For health, specifically women's health.
네.
Grape seeds are rich in catechin or catechin, known for its anti-aging properties. FYI, amazing. Just eat all the grapes. So it's really important though when you eat grape seeds, you've got to chew them. Before, just don't not chew them before swallowing.
Oh, but I don't like chewing the seeds
You
though.
got to chew the seeds.
If you're gonna
Give it a-
swallow them.
Yeah, because it helps for digestion.
저는 사실 포도씨는 뱉어요. But I do eat watermelon seeds. 왜냐면 there's so many of them. It's really hard to 뱉어 all of them. Pomegranates?
다 수박 먹을 때.
Pomegranates? What do you do with pomegranates? Do you just chew and swallow?
I eat them all.
Oh, okay. I'm half-half. Sometimes I just want to get all the juices out and then I just spit out the seeds. But is that a waste?
Yeah, because that's where the... Never mind, let's not go into it. Eat the seeds.
Then which seeds should we just avoid eating?
Okay, first of all, apple seeds. Don't eat apple seeds. They contain hydrogen cyanide. Yeah, which is a natural toxin, actually. But it can cause headaches, dizziness, and vomiting if you eat a lot of them. Also, avoid consuming cherry, peach, apricot seeds because they've got compounds that release cyanide when ingested in large quantities. Again, you're not going to eat a couple of apple seeds and then be really sick, most likely. You're going to have to eat a lot of them, but just FYI.
Basically any fruits with pits in them, right? Like a peach pit or a cherry pit. I think that's what they call them.
I
the
want to eat a
seeds.
cherry pit.
Yeah. All right. Can we eat fruit seeds like 참외 seeds?
Yes.
참외씨는 칼륨, 인 등 미네랄이 풍부하고 섬유질이 많아 먹어도 된다고 합니다. 그러나 사과씨는 시안화수소라는 독소가 있어 두통, 현기증을 일으키므로 피하세요. 오늘의 5분 상식이었습니다. 김대리, 퇴근하나?
예, 부장님.
집이 교회종이지? 같은 방향인데 같이 가지? 요즘 회사 생활 어떤가?
예, 저 열심히 잘하고 있습니다.
결혼 생활도 재밌지?
예, 뭐 즐겁죠, 예. 그 라디오라도 좀.
그래, 라디오.
네가 적었어요, 심참인 것 같네.
22번 훈련병!
진짜 회사 생활 쉽지 않다. 어색한 이 순간, 인사이드 아웃 부산과 함께하세요. 오늘은
It's time for Busan Weekly. Annie's in the studio. Hi, Annie.
Hi.
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 How you doing today?
I had a stomach ache earlier, so not that great.
Did you
Apple
eat any
seeds?
seeds?
I don't think so. I had a sandwich.
No, but
Did
there
the
was
sandwich
seeds in
have
it. Wait,
seeds in
you
them?
can't
Or I also
eat a
had kimbap.
sandwich in Korea without there being something weird in it. So
Maybe there was an apple seed in it.
or jam and cheese,
I was just gonna say,
ham,
when I first came to
tuna,
Korea,
and
I had
jelly.
I had a ham, cheese, and strawberry jam sandwich. that threw me off.
Done.
네, but
Sounds
that,
great.
I never realized. Koreans love that 단짠.
Yeah.
As Annie just
Danjan
said.
is fine, but
Yeah.
don't make it strawberry jam and tuna.
Okay,
그거는
fair.
좀 그렇다.
No,
네.
don't do it.
Well, I hope you feel better by the end of our segment, Annie.
I feel fine now.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I'm just hungry.
What do you got for us?
First, a bit of serious news. So the BIF, or Busan International Film Festival leadership, had a bit of a shakeup this past weekish. So last week, BIF Executive Director Ho Moon-young and BIF Chairperson Lee Yong-kwan submitted their resignations, one after the other. This was following the appointment of former Korea Film Council Secretary General Cho Jong-guk. He was appointed as the head of the executive committee. That was on May 9th. And having Cho Jong-guk and Ho Moon-young at the forefront of the leadership, though they were doing different roles, they were still at the front. This kind of dual chair system was actually not received very well, as of course in Korea it's not very customary. So the only times that a system like this was used for BIF was when the festival was in a sort of a crisis mode or facing huge changes, neither of which is the case here. So it was known that Cho Jung-guk was actually a close acquaintance of Lee Yong-kwan, which resulted in his, meaning Lee Yong-kwan-nim's, resignation in an attempt to kind of sort out the situation.
Yeah, usually two thrones in a king's hall doesn't work out most of the time. And it looks like that has what led to, right? This dual chair system wasn't working out, led to resignations of these people. How have, people been responding?
Right. Well, this scandal, of course, has led to the criticism of nepotism within like the film festival's leadership because they were acquaintances. And some in the industry actually say that it has always been there, which is a huge problem, as well as issues of transparency and internal conflict. It's not great.
It's not great. And as well, BIF is one of the keystone festivals. It's one of the biggest festivals in Busan. It's one that Busan is very well known for. So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, but it's become a film festival that's like one of the most controversial ones, too, just with everything that's going on in terms of managing it.
Right. Well, the 28th BIF for Busan International Film Festival is actually only 5 months away. It comes quick. Actually, May is a key month in terms of preparations because this is the time when like the Cannes Film Festival takes place, which it's actually Tuesday local time. But because of the current crisis, only a handful of BIF officials will go to France, which even the chairman said will affect BIF preparations. And with the festival director having handed in his resignation, I think it's quite safe to say it will take a lot to host another successful BIF, especially with delays in preparations.
Yeah. Just, I hope they have, like the citizens and just, people that enjoy the festival in mind when they go about making decisions, because I think that's the most important thing,
the
right?
priority.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you so much for that update. What's next?
Right. I assume a lot of you have heard of Isun-shin-daero.
The new road, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So on the 16th, Busan City announced that the new road in the Northport redevelopment area has officially been named Isun-shin-daero, which I actually really like, after a period of thorough consideration. So for those who are unfamiliar, this road runs from Jungwangdong to Choryangdong and is about 2.3 kilometers long in total. And actually, initially, they were considering Bukhangdaero,
Boring.
and Busan Daechopdaero.
Even more boring.
These were actually proposed by organizations.
Oh, I apologize.
And we're even in the stages of getting the public's opinion about these two until Isun-shin-daero was suggested.
Thank goodness.
They actually carried out more gathering of opinions and then made a final decision this week.
I like that. 이순신.
It sounds so powerful.
맞아요.
나라 구한 이순신.
Music box. 맞아. Well, the city explained that Isun-shin-daero is a name that holds the historical meaning that, the Northport area is Busanpo, and that's where Admiral Isun-shin won huge, great victory during the Japanese invasion of 1592. And the city also hopes that by choosing this name, it'll revive the meaning of Busan Citizens Day, which is October 5th. And it's also the day of this victory. And also, officials said that they hope the naming will raise awareness of Busan's history. I honestly wasn't aware. I'm very sorry. And also to make Northport easier to find. And it's definitely a bonus if it's memorable.
Yeah, I think Busan needs more memorable street names.
Oh, yeah.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I love this one.
I love this one.
이순신대로. Yeah, because, 북항대로, that's like, I apologize, but a little lazy. Because it's Northport. Why not name it Northport Street, right? Now, Busan 대첩대로, because if you translate that, that's Battle of Busan Street, right? Or, that sounds a little cool, but 이순신대로, like...
Strong.
Yeah. No, I think they should add all different names with historical figures, and then people will be like, "Why is it Isun-shin?" And then it'll encourage people to look up the history of Korea. So this is like 임진왜란, right? 1592. That's the movie Myeongnan.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Love that movie. Watch it. If you've never seen it, watch the movie Myeongnan. Taemin-sik, amazing. But it's just such an important part of, such a vibrant part of history. So it's so good that they've named it Isun-shin.
Nice. Looking forward to more renaming of streets later on, right? What's next?
Right, well, as important as our history is, our future is also very important. So I want to talk about 365-day daycare centers. So Busan City announced on the 15th that it plans to open a 365-day daycare center in the second half of this year. So they'll be running a pilot run for centers that are open in the evenings, on weekends, and also on public holidays. And that's for parents to drop off their children in urgent situations. And this new pilot project is part of the city's efforts to improve birth rate numbers. Very important. And the city actually secured 380 million won budget to run 4 pilot centers, and it is currently going through a public application process.
It's a great idea.
Yeah. All for it. I guess with this program, then, I guess, in terms of which children they could adhere to.
Right. Well, this program is for children between 6 months old and 5 years old. And the centers will be open from 6 p.m. until midnight on weekdays, and then 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on weekends and public holidays. And after the pilot period is over, the city will analyze all of the satisfaction rates and also the effectiveness to actually determine whether they will expand the project a bit further.
I feel like a lot of parents will take advantage of this. 'Cause,
It's great.
With work, you never know what could come up, right? Not even just work. There might be situations where, you just have to go, right? But you can't really take your kid. What do you do? So I'm glad that these services are available. Yeah.
They're also working on a few other projects, such as the Stalking Victim Support Pilot Project, which is expected to begin next month. So basically, they'll provide temporary and rental housing for victims in need of and then on top of that, they'll provide therapy and legal aid. And they're also working to increase the number of childcare providers for infants, which includes reducing the ratio of caregivers to infants to 1 to 2, and then also increasing the number of relevant classes to do with infants.
Nice. So lots more support for people,
Definitely.
families, and people here in Busan.
Good.
What's next?
The World Expo 2030 Busan. It cannot escape me for some reason, but they're having a promotional TV show. So Busan City announced that a promotional TV show called Sci Art Korea actually began airing on TVN yesterday for a 3-week run. The show airs every Wednesday evening at 7:10. This is, of course, to promote the World Expo 2030 Busan bid. The premise of the show is like a performance-style survival show, and it incorporates science and arts. So basically, 12 teams of engineering, science, and arts major students will prepare a performance under the World Expo theme for 30 days. And the performance themes include nature and sustainability, technology for humanity, and sharing and caring.
Sharing and caring. I like that. I mean, this is a kind of TV show that I would like to watch, but my question is, why are they doing it in Korea? Why aren't they doing it outside of Korea?
Oh, to promote the
Because
event?
it's already, so this kind of TV show, it would be really helpful if they did it out across the world on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
So that all the different countries could see it.
That's true. Maybe they
No?
will upload it.
I think it's also to spur on more interest in citizens in general first, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fairly large-scale project as well. It's not something small. They have some big names in the casting, like musical director Colleen Park, dancer Gabi. And they did say that the city hopes to appeal to the younger generations through all of their efforts and build support for the bid. So I think this is more towards the younger generation of Korea who are not aware of the World Expo. To answer a
Nice.
bit of your question.
But all of the bidding has been completed. That's my point. They've already gone, so they've already had their meetings, and
Yeah.
they're going to make a decision already. So what they need to see is external stuff now, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess
don't
it's
know.
just raising awareness.
But this is a really cool thing, and I would love to have, been a young person to be involved in that.
Nice.
I mean, be even more of a young person.
You're not fooling anybody,
Whoops.
right? Yeah. Real quick, Annie, you want to fill us in on anything else?
maybe just one event?
Yeah, sure.
There's a 기장 붕장어 축제. 붕장어 apparently is a conger eel, conjure eel.
They're the scary looking eels, too.
That starts tomorrow, May 19th to the 21st at 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. over at 칠암 붕장어 마을 일원 in 기장. It's free entry. They have a ton of things to do. One of the biggest ones is you can go and catch eels with your bare hands.
Oh.
And if you want more info, you can go to 기장.go.kr.
Yeah.
I remember I was supposed to do that for one mukbang that I did, and it was the worst. Oh, it was the worst. Oh.
Yeah, me too. Not a fan of eels.
Yuck.
I mean, they taste good, but like,
No.
if I gotta look at
Yuck.
them,
Well, if you don't want to do that, you can make bibimbap with eel.
Yes, I'm in.
that's what I'll do.
Bibimbap.
Eddie, thank you so much. That'll do it for today's Busan Weekly. You have a good one, okay?
You too. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Annie. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, time for us to say cheerio for... well, just for a few minutes. We're going to be back at 7 o'clock. So until then, thank you for your messages coming in. Hey on Park님 says, can we get a 하고 싶은 대로, please?
두둥.
And then 오겹 살조아님 says, 어라 말하는 대로.
말하는 대로.
Is that a song?
Yeah, it's a song.
Oh.
Yeah.
There we go. Speaking of a song, this is Gatekeeper by Feist. We'll see you at 7.
Summer sets in, it's a scene you set for new lovers. You play your part, painting it a new start, but each gate will open another. June, July, and August said it's probably hard to plan ahead. June, July, and August said it's better to bask in each other. Gatekeeper, seasons wait for your nod. Gatekeeper, you held your breath, made the summer go on and on. Well, they tried to stay in from the cold and the wind, making love and making their dinner, only to find out the love that they grew in the summer froze. February, April said, don't be fooled by that summer again. February, April said, that half of the year where we'll never be friends. Gatekeeper, seasons wait for your nod. Gatekeeper, you held your breath, made the winter go on and on.
지그재그로 움직인대.
누가?
척추 라인에 맞춰서 움직인대.
누가?
누구긴 누가 엔모션 프로지. 척추를 지그재그로 틀어 꾹꾹 눌러주는 움직임. 누가의 시그니처 모션. 누가 베스트 엔모션 프로. 가까운 누가페에서 만나요. 의료기기 광고입니다.
Hello, this is Busan Immigration Office. Have you heard of Korea Immigration and Integration Program?
What is the KIIP?
The Korea Immigration and Integration Program, KIIP, is a social integration training program by the Ministry of Justice to help immigrants adjust to life in South Korean society. It helps them develop basic knowledge of the Korean culture, language, and understanding Korean society, among others.
Ah, so is this a Korean language education for foreign nationals?
The KIIP is comprised of not only Korean language and cultural education, but also of programs on understanding Korean society. Immigrants can learn basic knowledge across the entire Korean society through this program.
That's interesting. Are there any other bonuses to completing the KIIP?
There are multiple benefits for those who complete the program, including exemptions from permanent or citizen naturalization tests and bonus points for residence permits.
Well, I'd better hurry up and go sign up. Thanks for the information.
For details, please visit www.socinet.go.kr. This was brought to you by Busan Immigration Office and BFM 부산영어방송.
The time is now 7 o'clock.
꼬리에 꼬리를 무는 품격 있는 토크. 시끄러워 죄송합니다. 로라 민수의 인사이드 아웃 부산.
welcome back to the show, everyone. Thanks for joining us here inside our Busan on 90.5 or 103.3 FM. Welcome to BEFM.
Woohoo!
부산영어방송입니다.
I felt like I need to say something like that.
Yeah, it was good. I'm Laura McCluckey.
And I'm Minsu Shin. You are tuned into 90.5. You're tuning from Busan. Where's the 103.3? Oh, there you go.
103.3 FM.
103.3 in Kijang, Jungwon, and Noksan. If you want to chat with us, text us at pound 9050. We'll be waiting for you.
Yeah.
We actually had a message that came in earlier. Shall I read it?
Yeah, do it.
1191님, 오늘은 비가 장마 때처럼 오네요. 계속
그치.
끊임없이 내려서 너무 지겨워요. 저도 딱 그 생각했어요. 오늘 진짜 비 지겹다. Cause 계속 온 거 아니라서 like it's not like continuous rain, but we had like rain on the weekends and sunny days and then rain all of a sudden again.
나 rainy day 좋아해요. 제일
그래요?
좋아요.
그럼 나가요. Enjoy it outside.
I can't leave now.
Huh?
무슨 you should stop wearing hoodies. Rude.
They don't know what you're talking about because I
It's
said
an
that off
inside
air.
joke.
Yeah.
Minsu said that I should stop wearing hoodies because I made some sort of like, I don't know.
She's so angry
cool.
when she wears hoodies. Like
I'm not. I'm just brah, brah, brah. I just don't take no nonsense.
무서워.
내일 이렇게. 삐삐머리 할게요.
제발. 네. Anyways, on the
Time
mic.
for on the mic. It is. This is where reporters head out into the world and interview you, our listeners, our viewers, our guests, our visitors, and we're always excited to hear who's on the mic today.
네, 안녕하세요. 올리비아입니다. 오늘은 만나는 사람들에게 행복을 전하는 분을 만나보도록 하겠습니다. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. 남기돈입니다. 나이는 올해 만 63세고요. 지금은 아파트 경비업을 하고 있습니다. 이제 5개월째 됐어요.
그럼 어떻게 이제 내가 경비 쪽으로 일을 해봐야 되겠다라는 생각이 드셨을까요?
이제 나이도 어느 정도 이제 이래 됐고, 이제 우리 나이가 돼서 이제 어디 회사 취직하기는 그렇고, 이제 집하고 가깝기 보니까 제가 기다리면서 여기 찾아왔어요. 작년에 4월달에 경비 자격증을 따서 이웃에 근처에 여기 직장이 돼서 저는 주민을 지키는 어떤 경비업을 하고 있다는 자부심을 가지고 저는 일하고 있습니다.
출근해서 일과가 어떻게 돼요?
지 10시에 이제 교대를 하고 시간은 돼 있는데 한 5시 한 40분 되면 이게 도착이 됩니다. 인수인계를 해서 주위 이제 돌면서 한번 시찰하고 청소하고 주차 가는 사람들도 막내다 아침에 또 주민들 만나면 인사를 하고 그렇게 생활이 시작이 됩니다.
한 번 나왔을 때 24시간 근무를 하시는 거예요?
예, 그렇게 하고 있습니다.
안 피곤하세요?
중간에 다 쉬는 시간도 있고 저녁에 자는 시간 좀 있고 괜찮아요. 할만해요.
그러면 어떨 때 내가 경비원 하기를 잘했다라는 생각이 들까요?
경비업이라는 거는 우리 주민을 갖다가 보호를 하는 좀 불편한 것도 같이 들어줄 수 있고 어떻게 보면 또 심부름을 한다는 그런 것도 있지만 근데 이 앞에 초소를 지킨다는 그 자부심이 좀 있어 좋습니다. 저는.
일을 하면서 이런 거는 조금 힘들다.
강아지가 짖는다고 잠을 못 자겠어요 하는 분도 계시고 또 강아지를 잊어먹어서 강아지를 좀 찾아달라고 하는 분도 있고 강아지가 짖는 거를 제가 어떻게 할까요? 참 난감할 때가 그는 때는 난감한가.
주민들이 마음을 좀 알아줘야 되는데 그렇죠?
많이 알아줍니다. 지금 먹을 것도 막 갖다 주고 이러니까.
그러네요. 여기 앞에 보니까 지금 과일도 있고 떡도 있고 인기쟁이신데요?
모르겠어요. 많이 갖다 줘요. 제가.
여기 경비원으로서 근무하면서 나만이 가지고 있는 내가 꼭 지키는 거 있을까요?
첫째는 친절해야 되는 거. 그리고 어떤 사람을 보든 격차가 없이 항시 웃으면서 대할 수 있는 그런 따스한 경비. 어쨌든 지나가는 사람이나 모든 사람이 오늘도 즐거운 마음으로 갔다 옵시다 하고 잘 다녀오세요 항시. 그게 제일 기분 좋아요. 머리 갔다 하고 미소 짓는 행복하다.
예전에는 너무 더운 날 에어컨도 제대로 못 틀고 근무 환경이 너무 좋지 않아서 이제 그런 뉴스 기사들을 많이 봤는데 지금은 좀 많이 좋아졌나요?
옛날에는 뭐 택배로 받기도 하고 경비실에 오가고 취객들이 오가지고 막 하는 게 있었다라고 하는데 요즘은 뭐 제가 오가 거는 것도 없고 택배도 받는 그것도 없고 대기 거는 건 없어요.
왜 행복을 주는 분인지 알 것 같아요. 같이 인사하고 서로 대화하고 하는 그 자체가 진짜 행복일 것 같다는 생각이 들었어요. 앞으로의 계획이 궁금해요. 인생 계획.
계획이라면 저는 이제 나이가 이제 64세가 되다 보니 열심히 살았다면 열심히 살았고 이제 자녀들도 다 커서 이제 다 자기 길로 갔고 그러면 내가 노후에 저희 아내와 저는 이제 시골에 가서 조금 긴장되지 않는 쪽에서 좀 살고 싶어 계획을 많이 가지고 있는데 저희 집에서 같이 동행이 됐으면 아마 시골로 갔을 겁니다. 근데
같이 사시는 분이
나이 들면 더 도시 살아야지. 모든 문화시설이라든가 병원이라든가 나이 먹으면 아픈 데가 더 많은데 촌에 가면 모든 게 불편한데 왜 그거 사냐고. 그래서 그 여자 말을 들었습니다.
잘하셨습니다. 근데 마음 한켠으로는 시골에 가서 편안하게 살고 싶은 마음이 있으신가 봐요.
그냥 아무 생각 없이 살고 싶어 좀.
그러면 사실 그런 친구가 지금 함께 사시는 분이면 제일 좋잖아요.
아 그렇죠.
방송을 좀 빌려가지고 한마디 해주세요.
부인 정말로 몸이 조금 안 좋으니까 때로는 좀 미안코 나만 좀 건강한가 하는 생각을 해서 같이 좀 안 아팠으면 정말 좋겠고 맨날 몸이 약해서 힘들어하는 모습을 보면서 사는데 또 나이가 들어가고 일한다고 막 다니니까 그것도 어떻게 보면 참 마음 아프고 한편으로는 또 대단하다는 생각도 하고 지금 일한 지가 한 6, 7년밖에 안 됐어요. 지금 뭐 그냥 한 40대처럼 막 일을 하고 있으니까 굉장히 감사할 때가 많죠. 고맙고 힘드는 역경을 잘 겪어줘서 고마움을 많이 가지고 있습니다.
마지막 한마디가 빠졌어요.
사랑합니다.
마지막으로 BEFM 부산 영어방송 청취자분들에게도 마지막 한마디 부탁드리겠습니다.
다 하는 일이 잘 되시기를 바라고 건강했으면 좋겠고요. 부산 시민들 모든 분들이 화이팅하고 건강하십시오. 사랑합니다.
건강하시죠?
아이고 우리 남기동님 우리도 사랑합니다.
네, 사랑합니다.
Thank you so much. On the mic today, our reporter Olivia speaking with Mr. Nam Ki-don, who happens to be working as a security guard for an apartment complex, right? And he starts his shift every day at 5:40 a.m.
화이팅.
진짜 얼마
All I'm going to say
힘들겠어요.
is 화이팅입니다.
네.
Because that is tough. That's not an easy thing to do. But when you get into the swing of it, then it's not so bad.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I've had like even like when I used to live in an apartment complex a couple years back, I've had my and I'm sure it's different for everybody, but the apartment complex that I lived in, the security guards there, like they themselves are saying like this is like a cushy job for them. Like they're comfortable, they feel like they're needed. And the work that they do, they feel like they're making a difference.
Purposeful, it's meaningful. And he said it's the most challenging, however, when people complain, neighbors, because dealing with people is hard. So when neighbors complain about barking dogs, they cause sleep disturbances, etc. Or when residents seek his assistance in locating lost pets. So that kind of stuff. But as a security guard, he says he's trying to constantly be friendly, approachable, and just, be there for the residents.
Yeah, because, he does realize that his job, he's there to serve and protect, right, the residents of his apartment complex. So it seems like he's living a very, diligent life in terms of his work, waking up every day at 5:40 in the morning.
Yeah.
He told us a little bit about what he wants to, do in the future. He envisions a very peaceful retirement at a very tranquil part of the countryside. Oh, we hope that this all comes true for you, 남기도님.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your lovely interview. And thank you, of course, to Olivia, our reporter, for that lovely interview.
네, 감사합니다.
감사합니다. 화이팅!
화이팅 indeed.
Wheeler Karma님 texting in, 어르신, 건강하세요.
진짜 너무
건강하세요.
너무 따뜻한 메시지네요.
맞아요. All right, we've got a song next, but let me tell you, I've got no idea. Oh, there it is. It's up on the board. Thank
네.
goodness. Because look at this. Have you seen this handwriting?
저도 봤어요.
How am I supposed to read this?
That's why I always ask before.
What is that?
Do you mean this? I always got to double check.
It's like this looks like a chicken got a hold of a pencil and just went for it. 행복을 주는 사람 by 한성규 and 이재훈.
내가 가는 길이 험하고 멀지라도 그대 함께 간다면 좋겠네. 우리 가는 길에 아침 햇살 비치면 행복하다고 말해주겠네. 이리저리 둘러봐도 제일 좋은 그대와 함께 있는 것 그대 내게 행복을 주는 사람 내가 가는 길이 험하고 멀지라도 그대 내게 행복을 주는 사람 그대 내게 행복을 주는 사람 내가 가는 길이 험하고 멀지라도 그대 내게 행복을 주는 사람 때론 지루하고 외로운 길이라도 그대 함께 간다면 좋겠네 때론 즐거움에 웃음 짓는 나날이어서 행복하다고 말해주겠네 이리저리 둘러봐도 제일 좋은 건 그대와 함께 있는 것 그대 내게 행복을 주는 사람 내가 가는 길이 험하고 멀지라도 그대 내게 행복을 주는 사람 그대 내게 행복을 주는 사람 내가 가는 길이 험하고 멀지라도 그대 내게 행복을 주는 사람 그대 내게 행복을 주는 사람 내가 가는 길이 험하고 멀지라도 그대 내게 행복을 주는 사람
따다다다다다다 내게 행복을 주는 방송 BEFM. Thank you, Wheeler Comedy.
네.
I pulled my hat way up to practice tapping and it looks mental. Look at that forehead.
Oh, so a little bit of spoiler alert, right? That we'll be talking about
Me time. We're
during
going
me
to
time.
tap ourselves.
Yeah, I feel like this is more of like a visual segment too, right? So if you can log on to our YouTube because we're live right now, you can see our faces while we're doing the show. Coming up in me time, we're gonna do a segment, a lot of touching of the faces, not each other's faces,
Not
our
each
own
other's
faces.
And normally I hate my face being touched.
Oh.
Except for if I go and get like a facial or like deliberately someone is there trained and able to touch my face.
Yeah.
don't
I
like
mean,
my
if I
face
was
being
paid,
touched.
if I was paid to touch your face, I would, but
You can't, no, you're not allowed to touch it. You can't touch just because you're paid.
yeah.
A professional touching my face is okay, but just face touching in general, I just don't like it.
Oh.
You've had those hands out and about all day. I don't know where they've been.
Oh.
You know?
So if somebody were to cleanse their hands,
If you wash your hands first and want to touch my face, sure, that's less of an issue.
that sounds a little too inviting.
Yeah.
But we're going to be doing a lot of it on our own faces during me time today. Facial tapping.
There's a lot of things going on in my brain. I just have to get through this. Okay, here we go. Weather-wise, it's currently 17 degrees Celsius on average. Morning lows of 16, afternoon highs of 23. Rain is expected to continue until tomorrow morning. Gradually, it will clear from the afternoon, and the weather will be sunny. Yeah.
Yes, right. So looking forward to the rain a lot. Not the rain, the sunshine.
The
a lot of us.
sunshine.
네.
내일 오후 비가 그치고 나면 뚜렷한 비 소식이 있겠습니다. 없겠습니다.
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 그렇죠. 있겠습니다. 없겠습니다.
없습니다.
그러니까 없어요.
You said you were looking forward to the rain, so I said 있겠습니다.
But I made a mistake and I said sunshine.
And then so I made a mistake and said 없겠습니다. 이것도 무슨 차이가 있어?
오. 역시 that's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep.
없습니다.
Right, that was a thinker. When it comes to our traffic, we have congestion on 학감대로 from 사상구 Office Junction towards 학장 Junction. Also on 대영로 from Busan Tunnel going towards Yeongju Overpass. You know, I just realized I keep touching my nose, and I know I'm on YouTube right now.
And it's disgusting. I just want to pick my nose.
근데 저 사실 막 코 파는 건 아니에요, 절대로. 좀 간지러워서. 네, 그리고 가끔씩 여기 유튜브에 보면 저 마이크 앞에 이거 필터가 있거든요. 가끔씩 저 코가 되면 찝찝하고 막 I have to scratch it. That's why. 절대 코 파는 거 아닙니다. Slow moving traffic on 신선로 from 49호 광장 going towards 남부면허 시험장 junction. And a report of an accident, unfortunately, on 광안 Bridge, 광안대교에서 해운대 쪽으로 가는 네, two-car collision. Okay, so everybody.
Drive safe.
네, 꼭. We had a lovely message that came in from 인수님. 내게 행복을 주는 방송, 부산 영어 방송.
That's what Wheeler Karma님 said. Are they the same person?
You've been found out. 아니요. Let's believe they're two different people and it was just meant to be.
It is meant to be.
Yeah. Right?
It is meant to be. All right, everybody, guess what? It's time for me time. So find yourself to a comfortable position, get yourself a nice drink of something, wash your hands, and let's get tapping.
뭐야?
It's what the music does to my soul.
Oh my goodness.
I'm feeling the music. Welcome back. This is Me Time. This is the segment that I prepare every Thursday. All about me time. Time for me.
Time for myself.
Do you know what? I have no time for myself recently. I have no me time.
Oh, you know what? Me too.
My work-life balance is very, very off whack, and I feel like I'm getting not very happy, actually.
I'm not taking any of your Thursday segments to heart.
Yeah.
저도 요즘
Do as we do. I mean, do as we say, not as we do.
저도 요즘 정신이 없어요.
그렇죠, 나도.
네. 그런데 이 시간으로 통해, I think, if we could find a little time for myself, even live on air while we're doing the show,
Yeah.
I'll take it.
So today, what I want, because we're doing live broadcasting, not only, of course, on the radio, but visual broadcasting as well. 보는 방송 하고 있습니다, 여러분. 그래서 보고 싶으시면 이 세그먼트에 우리는 비주얼한 instruction, 정보, 테크니크 제공해드리겠습니다. 그래서 부산영어 방송이나 BEFM로 검색하시고 유튜브에서 봅시다.
놀러 오세요.
놀러 오세요. We'll see you on YouTube. This has got a lot of tapping techniques and it's a visual thing, so you can watch me and Mintu tap our faces, and you can follow along at home, and it's quite helpful actually, instead of just hearing what we're saying. So come and find us on YouTube. Search for BEFM or 부산영어방송.
Let's get to tapping.
What are you doing with those hands? You don't need to be preparing your hands like that, doctor.
It's like, you know, like, yeah, when doctors, when they go into surgery, 항상 이거 하잖아요.
And they're like,
yeah, they always talk like this
all
too.
the way up to their armpits.
맞아요. 막 드라마 할 때 막 엄청 심각한 말 막 이렇게 하고 말하잖아요. 그래요. 다라라라 like this, and they always have their hands up like this. Because I'll be using my hands, I'm getting them ready.
Okay, have you washed your hands?
Oh, no.
Okay, well, that's fine. It's your hands, your face. But step one, I would always say, wash your hands. If you are going to be doing a lot of face tapping, especially if you've been out and about doing things, you never know what's on your hands, right? So, today I
잠깐
want to talk about...
희수님이 you don't do that for sure, 민수님. 뭐를 안 해요? Washing my hands?
Yeah, he doesn't.
아니, 자주 손 씻는데.
Okay.
Every time I go to the bathroom.
Who are you trying to convince?
I come out with clean hands.
Like this? You walk out like this?
Yeah, I walk out of the bathroom like this. I'm always going to some surgery.
Excuse me.
Right?
I washed my hands.
Doctor coming through.
I do this technique. So I don't know. Have you ever heard
Well, I
about
hope so.
face tapping?
I mean, is it what it sounds like?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
It really is. But there's lots of different reasons why people might face tap.
Uh-huh.
And so some of it is, for example, so let me just give you a bit of a background. Face tapping is known also as EFT tapping, which is an emotional freedom technique.
Oh.
Or simply just tapping, depending on how familiar you are with the practice. And it's a self-help technique that combines elements of acupuncture and modern psychology. But not acupuncture, sorry, acupressure.
Okay.
So acupuncture is
different.
when the
They stick
needles,
the needles,
go
right?
in and they penetrate the skin. Acupressure is just pressure on the skin. So, for example, when you go to the honey one and he gives you those chim,
Oh, yeah.
or those needles in your back, that's acupuncture because you're puncturing the skin. Acupressure, you're just putting pressure on the skin.
체할 때 막 여기 그 엄지 손가락이랑 the index finger 그 사이에 막 누르는 것도 is that
그거는
acupressure?
acupressure.
Okay.
So this is a combination of those two, and it can be used for various reasons. It can be used to just relax you. You can do it to your children to relax them. And that's what I do to my kids, and I just kind of tap on their forehead, and stroke down their nose, tap on their nose, stroke down their lips, tap on the chin. Like,
I feel like when I go home and I do that to my daughter, Papa, what are you doing?
Papa boy. Appa! She wouldn't be very calm.
Yeah.
She would be, Appa!
Like, you do this? Get the finger out of my face, right?
So you can do it. You can use this tapping technique. It can be very soothing for just relaxing your body. It can be good for limiting anxiety. It can be also, I mean, people use it for things like weight loss, chronic stress, chronic pain. I've never used it for those things. But I mean, other people do. So, you know, if you're going to do something, research. I'm not an expert on this. I just know a bit about it. I do this technique myself.
I mean, I could see it working so I've never had it done on my face, but like whenever I go to like a fancy like hair salon, and you know, while I'm waiting or like while they're shampooing me, 사랑합니다 고객님 하고 막 머리 막 꾹꾹 누르거든요. Like they press down into my like my scalp, but that feels so good.
Yeah.
So I picture it like working on the face as well.
So in the body, you've probably heard of meridian lines, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
In Eastern medicine, the meridian lines of the body are basically the energy lines. And so when you go and get acupuncture, the doctor will find these lines in parts of your body that can be, you know, manipulated to have a certain effect in the body. That's the very basic, Laura is not a scientist, explanation.
I don't know why I so hard on that.
Yeah. So acupressure
네.
and, you know, these meridian lines, this is what it's basically all about. So what you're doing is you're basically tapping on your own face and different parts of your body to relieve stress, and a lot of people also do it to increase their beauty technique.
Oh yeah. You see like nut tubers, you know, when they do like makeup nut tubers, they like they do
So
a
if
lot
you're doing
they do a lot of
makeup-
this. Like they do like a little slapping like, you know, like that. That's all like face tapping as well. Yeah, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, a little bit. So whenever I put foundation on, I'll put it on my fingertips and then I'll dig it.
저도 파운데이션 할 때 이렇게 해요.
그렇게 하죠. And so today what I want to do is I want everybody to follow along, and you might like this, you might think it's weird, but just give it a try and see if it gives you any kind of relaxation, because
Okay.
it might, you never know. So there's usually 12 points of the meridian lines. I mean, there's 12 major meridians that kind of go down each side of the body, but we're going to focus on, I don't know, let's just focus on the face because I have a hat on as well. Okay, so what you would do is you would start at the top of the head. So you can take, I usually use my middle finger, and you just tap gently on the top of your head. And you start here tapping. And you can focus on the tapping or you can focus on the breath. And just remember, every breath is an invitation to relax a little bit more. And then you move down. And by the way, that is the governing vessel, the top of the head. You move down and you go to your eyebrow. So just above the right eyebrow. But you don't need to tap down. You can just...
Like I'm following the dots or something.
Yeah, it's good though. It's all good work. You can get it above your eyebrow, and this is the bladder meridian. So if you're having bladder issues, you can tap here. And then what you would do is come to the side of the eye, and this is your gallbladder meridian. And then you would take this tapping down to underneath the eye. This is your stomach. You got glasses on you. You probably should take your glasses off because that's like the side eye.
I'm like poking my cheekbone.
Yeah. So you're just tapping underneath the eye, and then you go underneath the nose. So you're tapping here. It looks nuts, right?
A little bit.
It's a little bit crazy. And this is also the governing vessel. And then you want to go to your chin, which is the central vessel. Tap, 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 tap. Why are you not doing it, Petey? Just get tapping. Oh, it's ridiculous. And then what you do is you come down and you go to the beginning of the collarbone. So on the inside of the collarbone, you tap here.
That little U right in the middle?
Yeah, so on the right-hand side, you start on the right-hand side. And this is the kidney meridian.
Oh.
And then under the arm, I think you need to have your clothes off, but you can tap under the arm as well. And
we're going to keep our clothes on here in the studio,
places
please.
That you can tap, like the karate chop at the side of the hand as well. So let's just go on the other side. So we used our right hand. Let's start again with the left hand. So we're tapping at the top of the head. And then we come down to the eyebrow. This is the, I was going to say, this is the eyebrow meridian. No, that's not the eyebrow meridian. It's the bladder. And then to the side, the gallbladder. And then underneath the eye, stomach. It's good? You feeling all right?
Yeah. You told me to take my glasses off.
Underneath the nose. Coming down here. But be careful with the finger you're using.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't want to...
You're on camera.
Don't want to...
Tap, 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 tap,
make anybody
tap,
feel
tap.
uncomfortable.
Down to your chin. And as you go through these areas, because we're doing it on, broadcasting, is probably not relaxing you that much, but you can then go down to your collarbone from here, and you can repeat the process over and over. Okay, so when you're doing that, what I like to do is get myself in a comfortable, very comfortable clothes, comfortable position where I'm not having to sit up specifically. I'm quite supported in my chair. So I can be on the floor or I can be in a chair. And I usually tap in the middle. So I usually tap the third eye chakra. So there's meridians that you can use, or if you're a chakra believing person, you can also incorporate a chakra in there. So you can touch in the middle. And this is a really relaxing one.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah, there you go. See? Super relaxing.
Yeah.
And then what I like to do with my children is tap, 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 tap in the middle of the forehead, and then slide down the nose, and then tap, 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 tap underneath the nose. So on the, what is it called? Not the septum, but the something. And then tap,
lip.
tap down the lips, and then
Chin.
on the chin. So we're tapping on the chin, and then back to the top. You can also, because we used oils last week, right?
Yeah.
If you have oils, you can also get a little bit of aromatherapy oil, and you can tap on your temples. And that's also quite relaxing as well. But this could be stressful for some people who don't like the whole tapping thing.
Yeah.
Right?
But I see this,
whatever.
if you keep doing it, I feel like I do feel a sense of, comfort in it.
Exactly.
Because I'm doing it to myself, so I can control.
Yeah.
If other people do it, 좀 기분 나쁠 수 있어요. Right?
그렇죠.
But I feel like, so I'm doing it to myself. Yeah.
아빠.
Oh, PTSD is coming up. But yeah, I could picture this even not just to feel calm, but I could see this being even used for therapy and stuff. Yeah.
So that's the one that I would use for making you calm and using it for your own stress relief, etc. The other one I want to look at is for a skincare routine, because skincare is also a big part of a lot of people's me time, and so you can use a similar tapping technique. Now, the tapping that we would do for this, You can do it with one finger, or you can do it with a few fingers. I always like to do it with a few fingers because it just feels better. I think it's like a mini face massage. So, facial tapping, first of all, it should be gentle. Don't start like whacking yourself in the face. So the aim is to stimulate your skin. So the first one was for relaxation on the meridian lines. This is for stimulation on the skin. And you want to keep your hands relaxed while you're tapping. So this is also a really nice reason why I like to use lots of fingers. One finger can be like a bit much. But
so imagine you're typing something really fast on your face.
yeah.
Right?
But see if you just get your two fingers and just start tapping your cheeks. If you do it repeatedly, it becomes like kind of addictive. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Synchronized.
So what this can do is it can actually stimulate circulation, okay? So it can improve circulation, it can promote relaxation, it can aid in the absorption of skincare products. So if you've got a really nice serum or cream or something and you want it to sink in, you can just like tap your face and it'll go in instead of
It's like
rubbing
you're
your
pounding it
face.
into your skin,
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. But I would say I'm not a skincare professional, so before you start any new skincare routine or any new products, please make sure that you do consult a professional or take your own skin in your own hands. Okay, so first of all, cleanse your face.
Oh, can't do that.
Okay, we're done. We also want to warm our fingers. So we've already warmed up, but we want to warm our fingertips so we can rub our fingertips together. Okay, and we start at the forehead. So what we want to do is start at the forehead, and we start at the beginning, and we can use two fingers because otherwise you look like caterpillar eyebrows. And what you want to do is gradually tap all the way out towards the temples. Okay, so you're in here, in the forehead, and you gradually all the way out towards the temples. So imagine that you're just spreading some product into your skin. There you go. Tap, 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 tap. Is this mental? Do we look nuts?
Well, with this kind of music, yeah, just a little bit now.
I always laugh at the other teams when I see them on the camera, and you know what? I give them permission to laugh at us. Okay, repeat that a few times. Then what you want to do is start at the inner corner of your eye, and then you want to go down. So you want to be here, and you go out towards your temples and down at your cheekbones. So you're going up and under. Be careful of your actual eyeball, and then down. So just around that area, just a little tap, 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 tap.
Why are my fingers getting sore?
You're doing it too hard. The aim is not to rip your face off. The aim is just to stimulate gently. Okay, so we've done the eyes. That's too scary. Okay, cheeks. You want to tap from the side of your nose up towards the cheeks. Okay, so you're tapping from the side of your nose all the way up towards the cheeks. Tuk, 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 tuk. That's nice. That's music's nice. It's a little depressing. Weird.
We've come to this point in our lives where we're tapping our own faces.
Come to the mouth. What you want to do is tap along the laugh lines. Tap along the laugh lines here. Tick, 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 tick. Tap, tap, tap. And then what you can do is come all the way down to your chin, and you want to go along your chin and your jawline. Tick, 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 tick. And finally, your neck. Okay, so you want to tap downwards along your neck, which can help lymphatic drainage. So you know what that means. This is where some of your lymph nodes are,
Lymph
right?
nodes,
So you can just tap gently there, or you can do brushing as well if you have a body brush. But this is really good to help with lymphatic drainage. There you go. Or, do you know what you can do?
What?
You can put a stainless steel spoon in the fridge overnight, and then in the morning, get up, get yourself some sort of coconut oil, and then give yourself a massage.
Oh, you know what? So we have those, what do you call it? Like the handle with the two balls.
Oh, yeah.
Right? those hurt like crazy.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Yeah.
Stainless steel spoon, back not the scooper side with the ice cream.
Because I was gonna
Like
say
the back of the spoon.
the
and
round
just
part, right? I could picture that feeling nice.
There you go. That's it.
Oh, well, the parts that I've been tapping at, they feel a little tingly, but like a good tingly.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you're stimulating your face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe next time, I don't know, before you go to sleep, after you wash your face.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
I would say instead of tapping, I mean, tapping, if it's soothing for you, then I would say do it. But if you would prefer to, if you want to get sleepy, like what we did last time, get yourself a nice massage, oil and then give
acupressure.
yourself some acupressure. Well, you can do acupressure around the wrists. And so the radial artery is in your wrist area. So get a nice soothing oil.
Yeah.
And then give yourself a wrist massage. Pull towards the heart.
좋죠. 우리 유튜브에 우리 오겹살 조아님 벌써 편안한 느낌이에요. Tapping faces, right? 좀 같이 한 거죠? 너무 감사합니다. We also have 행운 Jade님 saying awesome. Thank you, Laura. Wow, fantastic. That's great message tip. Thank you. A lot of thank yous and a lot of love inside out Busan. Oh my God, Jade님, thank you so much.
Even on the text message, she's 오버쟁이.
그리고 우리 Brandon A님, hi inside out Busan. Right hand and left typing pressure are different. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Left and right is always going to be different.
Sure. 맞아요. I guess being comfortable, though, is most important. So don't press too hard.
Yeah, you just got to find something that's comfortable for you. If you want to just do it with one side at one time, do that. Or you can use your right hand for both. Like, it doesn't matter. It's up to you. It's your face, your hands, your mood, your health, your well-being, your me time.
I like this better than the face massage that I got years back. Because when I went in, they had me like lie down. It's like, try to feel as calm as you can. And I'm like, okay, this feels good. And then they start slapping away at my face. They're literally doing karate chops, like along my jawbone right here. 진짜 기분 완전 나빴어요. 나오면서. Imagine getting slapped by somebody for a whole hour.
Have you seen that tube? I mean, that clip?
그래서 I like this better. I like the tapping better.
It's nice. It's supposed to be relaxing.
좋았어요. 네, 감사합니다.
You're welcome. That'll be 5만 원.
우리 이럴 줄 알았어. 유사기꾼.
싸기꾼 아니거든. 원래는 10만 원이거든. 50%
원래
DC.
돈 내라고 말도 없었잖아요. 이거 시작하기 전에.
아, 죄송해요. 얘기 안 했어? Whoops.
그래서 이번만 봐주세요.
네.
감사합니다. That was today's Me Time.
Thank you very much. And we'll be back with more of that next week.
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will. In the meantime, what have we got? Think About You by Asoto. Really? It's the one? Okay.
맞아요.
Think About You by Asoto Union.
언제부턴가 많은 말이 왜 우리에게 필요 없었지 수많은 밤을 함께 보낸 우리들에게 다가오는 아름다운 날들 우린 서로 마냥 끌렸지 babe 우린 마치 자석 같았어 아름다운 내 손을 처음 잡았을 때나 느껴지는 너와 나 둘만의 사랑 baby yeah oh yeah oh baby 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 I love you, baby, 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 baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yes, you are. my baby, it's you. Just you and me tonight. Woo. Oh yeah. 그 많은 나를 혼자 있었지, babe. 마치 얼음처럼 차가웠던 날들, 나를 향한 네 미소를 느꼈을 때 내 마음은 이미 타오르는 한여름. 서로 미워한 적도 있었지, babe. 싸움인지 연애인지 모를 만큼 그때마다 우린 이 노래를 들으면서 yeah. 서로의 얼굴 빤히 보며 웃었던 그 기억, 여기서 또 한 번 너와 나 둘만의 사랑이 느껴지네, 느껴지네. 오늘 밤 baby now when oh baby 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 I love you baby 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 yeah 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 all right baby oh yeah all right think about it, think about it, think about baby. Yeah, yeah, ooh, I'm always think about you, girl. Hey, ooh, yeah. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
안녕하세요. 차가운 도시 남자 Inside Out Busan Rider Steve라고 합니다. Winners of Inside Out Busan's listeners participation segment will get full course meal voucher from Golden Lizzie, a gourmet restaurant in Geojedong and Yeonsandong, where you can taste cuisine from Michelin Guide featured Chef Kim. 미슐랭 셰프의 파인 레스토랑 골든 리지에서 10만 원 외식 상품권을 받을 수 있습니다. A place to entertain your brain and eyes, Museum of Illusions. 당신의 눈과 뇌를 즐겁게 하는 곳, Museum of Illusion 부산 착시미술관 입장권. Coffee voucher and a pack of fresh coffee, whole beans, sponsored by Into Roastery in Yangsan. 언제나 맛있는 커피를 신선하게 만드는 양산에 위치한 Into Roastery 원두 커피. 커피 향 좋다. A delicious brunch for two from Gorilla Brewing Busan. 광안 branch, the leader of Korean handmade beer culture. 수제 맥주 전문점 고릴라 브루잉 부산에서 제공하는 식사권. Admission tickets for the Busan Next Sky top floor observatory, which is located at LCT in Haeundae, the highest place in Busan. 부산 대표 랜드마크 해운대 LCT에 위치한 하늘 위의 바다. 부산 넥스트 스카이 전망대 입장권을 선물로 드립니다. 저랑 같이 가실까요?
It's time for 호기심 천국.
호기심 천국.
I want to say thank you to all the messages on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
So many messages.
Do you want to read some of those messages?
Yeah, Catherine Bang says, Catherine Bang Nim says, Laura, you are amazing, the best host BEFM.
You mean Catherine Bang, the host of Morning Wave in Busan here
she's
at BFM?
She's dissing herself. Kat, I love you.
You know, she has a super early show tomorrow, and she is watching our show.
I know.
Right? And chiming in.
Yeah.
We just want to give we just want to let our listeners know, make sure you log off after using the computer wherever you are, unless it's not at home, okay? Anyways, back to 호기심 천국. Laura, tell me what you realize when I see the couple of these things. Tell me what comes to your mind. Loud chewing, being late, interrupting, talking during a movie. So obviously everything that you don't like, right? These are considered some of the top pet peeves that people have.
Yeah.
Let's listen to some more.
Snoring. Nose picking. I don't like when people try to touch my face.
Uncleanliness.
When people don't know the words to songs, but then they still try to sing them. People who chew really loud.
Chew with their mouth open.
It bothers me so much I can't.
People who try to sneak in line in front of you at like Starbucks.
When someone gets out the shower and the floor is soaking wet. How's the whole floor wet? There's only one shower.
My pet peeves are
Funky smells of multiple different foods being cooked.
Hangers laying on the ground.
Wasting time.
When people sniffle. Whistling.
Chewing gum.
When people pop their gum, slurp their soup.
Babies. Even though I'm really bad at it, I hate it when people flake out on me.
When people complain about something that they actually do all the time.
Pet peeves. Dirty fingernails.
I don't like when people lick their fingers.
Leaving only one thing left in the package.
Pet peeves. People's knees.
Blue cheese on salads.
I hate when snails are just out on the sidewalk where I can step on them.
When you go to the bathroom and the guy comes in, there's 5 stalls, but he comes to the next stall. You know what I'm saying? Right next to you.
When people don't flush their poop.
I hate when people leave the cap off the toothpaste.
When people don't wash their hands before they eat. People who ask me a question and then they interrupt. When people brag about something like, we don't care.
I hate it when people are...
Wow, these complainers really love talking about what they hate.
So these are a total of 100 people telling on the NutTube video that I found on Cut. That's the YouTube channel. Basically, it's people just being open about pet peeves that they have, right?
Oh, I love this kind of segment.
Yeah.
여러분, pet peeve 한국말로 어떻게 말하면 되지?
Pet peeve는요, I looked it up in the Korean dictionary. There's no word for it. 그냥 설명이에요. 그냥 싫어하는 거, 뭐 불편해하는 거, 뭐 습관이나 아니면 다른 사람들의 actions, 행동. 그냥 싫어하고 불편해하는 action들이 모두 다 본인의 pet peeve라고 합니다. So, everybody has their own kind of pet peeve, right? Did you know that the word pet peeve comes from another word, peevish? Peevish. And this peevish basically means something that is bad to somebody, right? Something considered bad is something that's considered peevish.
But a pet peeve isn't just something that you dislike. A pet peeve is something that is like, oh, that really irks me.
Yeah. Anything that makes you uncomfortable, annoys you, and irritates you. So like almost anything and everything can be a pet peeve to you, right? So real quick, a study conducted by Newcastle University, they tested pet peeves on a couple people. So they put wires onto people's heads to see the way their brains respond to a series of sounds. So a couple of these sounds, fork and knife scraping glass. Oh, just like describing it. Right? Nail scraping a chalkboard, right? So these probably 2 of the most unbearable sounds.
Yeah.
So researchers, they monitor the participants' brains while the sounds were being played, and they want to see what kind of activity would occur, right, to these horrible sounds. So the part of our brain called the amygdala, which is where a lot of the negative emotions come from.
The amygdala.
Amygdala.
It's not the amygdala. It's not an armadillo. It's the amygdala.
Why not, right? The amygdala. This was the most affected part of the brain when these things, when the sounds were heard.
That's the lizard brain. That's the part of the brain that isn't evolved. That's the part of the brain that still sees ropes on the ground and thinks it's a snake, so makes you jump out your skin.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So this got me thinking. So that's the part of the brain where, is heightened the most when anything uncomfortable or something that you find annoying or don't like comes to you, right? So I want to ask you, Laura, and I want to ask our listeners who are already chiming in, tell me the situation where your amygdala is affected the most. When is your amygdala heightened? So basically, what are some of your worst or top pet peeves?
Cat Bang says.
네. What does Catherine say?
Catherine's saying, what are your pet peeves? Mine is Minsu Shin.
Catherine, I'm so sad.
Mean.
We go way
Catherine.
back. Come on, Kat. I
Catherine.
can't believe you said that to me.
on.
Obviously, identity theft taking place. That's not really Catherine, folks, just to let you know. We have 행운님, J님 saying, 침 닿는 쪽으로 소스 찍어 먹기. What is that? When you double dip.
Double dipping.
Double dipping.
Jade, that's called double dipping.
네, in English we call that double dipping. 그래서 like a French fry, you take a bite out, you dip it, you take a bite out of it, and then you dip it again.
Yeah.
In like a communal sauce, right? Oh, that's a no-no.
What the hell, man?
What the hell 나왔다. 우리 희수님 saying, 쩝쩝 소리.
나도.
Chewing with your
소리.
mouth open. Okay?
I could vomit. I could kill, murder, punch, scream, everything. I hate it so much.
쩝쩝 소리. 근데 저도 진짜 싫어하거든요. But after coming to Korea, it's like something that you can't avoid.
I know.
왜냐면 한국 음식 보면요. 국물, 면 종류 엄청 많이 먹잖아요.
But here's the question. Why do you need to eat it like this?
Okay, chewing with your mouth open, that's a pet peeve. But the slurping sound, I think that can't be avoided.
I don't mind the slurping sound so much. Slurping is slurping. But it's the...
저 짭짭 소리.
It even annoys me when it's my child, when it's my dog. My dog got a tooth out and he was licking it like this. And I was like, stop it! Stop! The noise!
맞아. You're like shouting at the dog and he's like, what is she
I
doing?
didn't shout at him. It was on my inside voice. I was like, 우리
그쵸.
강아지 너무 힘들다.
A lot of people have pet peeves when it comes to like eating habits, right? We have Jay님 saying 공공 장소에서 손톱 깎기. 이거는 진짜. So basically, cutting your nails in a public place.
Who does that?
If you do this,
when do you have nail clippers outside of your house?
if you do this, listeners, I strongly question you. I question you.
AKA, he thinks you're gross. He's just too nice to say it.
Yeah.
My pet peeve is not saying what you really mean. Just say it.
I annoy you so much right now. But I want to be nice as possible.
Why?
우리 희수님 길에서 가래 뱉는 거. Like hugging up a noogie and spitting on the street. I question you if you do this.
Not just question you, I will avoid you at all costs and never want to be your friend.
Yeah. So the message that I want to get through to our listeners, we create these pet peeves because they come from our own experiences.
And our own biases and our own value system.
So we all have them, some more than others, but once they are there, according to scientists, they're there to stay.
It's not just eating sorry for me, tap tap sorry. It's not just that though. It's any mouth noises. Brushing teeth. The sound of spit, like when you're talking. Like 침 소리. Especially being a broadcaster, we've got headphones on all the time. So I've had headphones on more in the past 10 years, I think, maybe even more than that, than I have had off. I even wear headphones to bed. And it's kissing noises. There's a movie and there's kissing noises. I can't handle it.
근데 aren't you the one that says, let's do mukbang, let's do ASMR
Always.
on radio?
My own is fine. My own kissing noises are fine.
So biased.
I mean, not kissing noises.
Yeah, so I just want to bring up pet peeves with our listeners, just see what pet peeves are out there.
That's so fun.
And it's there to stay, folks. Scientists say you can't get rid of them. So live with them. Deal with it.
I love
All right?
it. Do you know what I'm going to bring tomorrow on? It's not me tomorrow. Things that we hate about other people, or that we hate about our bosses, or that we hate. People love to complain.
Those are pet peeves too.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, 이제 퇴근 시간이네요.
네, 그래서 노래는 퇴근하겠습니다. by 장미 여관. We'll see you tomorrow. Today's show produced by 조윤진, written by Im Soo-jin, hosted by Laura McClucky.
And Minsu Shin. Folks, have a good one.
Bye.
배고픈 세상 가난한 청춘이라 사람들의 책임감에 버텼네. 퇴근하겠습니다. 퇴근하겠습니다. 이놈의 쥐꼬리만한 월급으로 버텨왔는데 퇴근하겠습니다. 퇴근하겠습니다. 나 이제 행복 찾아 멀리 멀리 떠나렵니다. 퇴근하겠습니다. 무책임한 남자.
부산을 한 장의 사진에 담는다면 어디로 가야 할까요?